Woo! Been a minute. I've been working on something crazy, but for today, I got something special for y'all. But before we get into that, the first little part of this video, the quality might be a little iffy, it might be a little shaky. Just because I was recording too far away, so I had to zoom in and stuff like that. But I ain't doing nothing but filling in black anyway, though. I just had to get one of my big boy markers and just start knocking out that black, because it's mainly going to be black. I thought about using paint, but that's a dead mission. A lot of times, I don't know, paint leaves too much of a texture behind. So I just got a marker. Kind of went over it twice. But this video gonna give y'all a chance to see like my real workflow when it comes to dots, or when I'm doing mainly dots on the piece. Cause for the most part, this is straight dots. The only lines will be the outline of the face in the center, and I guess the stitches on the lips, but everything else is pure dots. So I enjoyed this thoroughly. But it actually took more than I thought it was gonna take. Like, it took way longer than I thought it was gonna take. Okay, now we kind of starting to get into like the more detailed work. As we get closer to the dots, I gotta go in with a smaller marker. I guess you can call this a pen, but it's like a felt pen. So I don't know, I always call these markers, but go in with something a little smaller and just fill in those spots some more. But tell me how y'all like these violins. Like, a lot of people don't know, even people close to me, a lot of folks don't know, I got a crazy obsession with violins. So I used to be in band for 3 years. The entire time I was in middle school, I was in band. But I wanted to play the violin, truth be told, but we didn't have an orchestra. If we did, I probably wouldn't be here. I want to take that to a whole nother level. I just love violins, the way they sound, soundtracks with violins in them. They just got that dramatic feel to it. And especially anime songs with violins. Come on now. Talk to them, please. But yeah, let me know how y'all feel about it. I feel like it add a different vibe. For me, it add the desired vibe that I want for like my videos. And just how I feel when I'm drawing. Because a lot of times I'm either listening to a soundtrack, like the Skyrim soundtrack, something like that. Or listening to violins. So like old medieval music, stuff with lute in it. If you don't know what that is, just look it up. But like Renaissance music though, like lutes, violins, cellos, at least to set the tone. Most times, if I'm not listening to music, something like that, I'm most likely just watching the video. But as we get closer to the actual dots and just seeing it come to life some more, I'm kind of explaining what it means, or the concept behind it. So, me personally, like, I'm not against religion, nothing like that. I say the opposite, low key, but I say I'm spiritual, just for lack of better words, really. Like, I studied plenty scriptures from the Quran, Bible, Torah, Dead Sea Scrolls, stuff like that. A lot of stuff they got took out of the Torah, Quran, and the Bible. So I feel like I'm pretty well versed as far as research when it comes to stuff like that. But just doing all that research, it really just led me to the conclusion that everything is connected in any sense imaginable. All religions is connected. Most of them got the same story, if we being honest, if you just really look and like actually study it. A lot of it is the same story. Like even Jesus is just a different character in different books. Not to say he's not real, but a lot of religions just kind of flip the script just to kind of make it fit their agenda. But we're not gonna get into that. What I really want to talk about, especially since I kind of zoomed in some more, so we can like focus on one character. Want to talk about my process. So when I'm doing dots or stipple art or dottism, pointism, whatever you want to call it, pepper shading, like whatever you want to call it, I'm focusing on the white space. So I don't think about the dots I'm putting down or my brain to blow up. So like, kind of think of it as, okay, it's too white right here, so let me just add a dot right there. When it comes to like at least matching the tones or like making smooth gradients, I'm just focusing on the white space. So when I was making this, my whole goal was to capture the idea that everyone is connected and everyone is connected to one source. So if you believe in the Bible or Christianity, you know the saying that God made everyone in the image of him. And if you just take that a little further and just look into that a little deeper, that's basically just saying that he was the first thing, the first spirit, the first being or whatever. Or even if you don't believe in God and you believe in something like the Big Bang Theory, when the Big Bang happened, all of the elements and minerals and whatever, all the atoms and stuff, all of that is still existing today on our planet. And not even just our planet. In our entire universe, all the matter that came from the Big Bang is still floating around somewhere. Because even if you believe in science more than you believe religion, like even scientists will tell you that matter can't be created or destroyed, it can only be transformed. So it had to come from somewhere. That's the concept of the painting, the drawing. So if you take a look at the face in the middle, you can think of that as the Big Bang itself, or as God. It just depends on your belief. So it's not dedicated to a certain belief. It's more so a concept, dedicated to a concept or an idea. And that alone is the thought process when it comes to making these masterpieces, or just kind of what I be thinking about. And when I say masterpieces, it's not necessarily me considering myself as a master. It's more of trying to master my intentions. So like mastering my intentions in the sense of doing everything intentionally and actually thinking this piece out entirely. So every little thing or every little element in it got some type of meaning. So that's kind of my perspective on masterpieces. Not just some clouded artist or some famous artist that made a finished piece. I feel like it's deeper than that. To make a masterpiece, you gotta really think it out. Have a couple sketches before you do the final drawing or the final painting. Like, that's a masterpiece in my eyes. And I feel like that's what I create, and that's what I'm putting on display every time I'm posting a video. Every time I'm posting a video, kind of think of those as my little masterpieces. I actually haven't showed all of my masterpieces. I might do a dedicated video of that, just going through my portfolio and explaining some of my pieces. But until then, this is what we got. I'm gonna leave y'all with this masterpiece right here. It's called the Mother Spirit or the Mother Flame. Me personally, I love it. I'm glad I took my time with it, even though it took more than a year. I'm still glad it got done when it got done. And I know it's some spots where I use different markers, so it's kind of like patchy. But once I scan it into my computer and like throw it into Photoshop and stuff like that, I'll be able to clean that up and make it look uniform. But I appreciate y'all, and y'all better stay tuned in for the next one, man. Go ahead and subscribe and like that motherfucker. We gone.